Hey guys, this is M. I just wanted to make a video explaining one of my more recent videos called The New Atheism, A Hatred Reborn. Now, I've been getting a lot of criticism for this video lately, and I think it's unfair criticism, or at least misguided criticism, from a lot of my, I don't know, from a lot of the atheists that I target in this video. And I just want to address some points and also kind of explain what the point of my video was. Uh, well, anyways, I made this video in response to one of the central arguments of the New Atheist movement, and this is what they're called. I mean, Dennett, Dawkins, and Harris don't, they don't deny this this term used for the movement. Uh, the New Atheist movement, as it's called, um, makes claims about religion in regards of moderation and fanaticism. And what they try to do is they try to paint all religion in the same light. They also try to paint all theology in the same light. So this claim of theirs, the major claim that I'm attacking in the video, is just basically a sweeping generalization without any evidence at all. And the claim is that moderate religion, because it supports this concept of faith, which is believing in something without evidence, is fueling the fire of fanaticism. So therefore, all religion must go, and there is absolutely no room for moderation. Theism and just religious practice in general is dangerous. It's detrimental to society. It's anti-scientific, etc., etc. Okay, not the first time these claims have been made. You can go read Nietzsche if you like, and you can see evidence of that. Let's see, though. Yeah, the main authors of this new atheist movement, or the leaders, as they are, like Dawkins, Harris, Hitchens, and Dennett. They make this claim, and they state that it is this concept of faith that they have that is really perpetuating all this immorality. So the claim is that religion kind of fuels immorality, and that's really the substance of the claim. They're not really attacking the irrationality of of theism or religion in general. They're mainly attacking the product of that irrationality, which they claim to be our immoral actions. So what they do basically is they, throughout all their books, they just kind of list example after example of people who justify their cruel actions and intentions by invoking God. Uh, but to be honest with you, it's really kind of an empty claim. And I'll get to that in a second. But anyway, so I start off my video um, kind of, it's mainly geared towards the new atheist. So, I put a disclaimer out there, saying that my video is not about all atheists, though some of my critics seem to think that, which makes it obvious that they really didn't look at my video or think hard enough about it. Um, and then I even go along with the new trend in atheism today, that asserts that atheism isn't a belief, which is patently false. Of course, I don't really believe that it's not a belief, though I say it in my video. It's only to go with the trend, and to express kind of the beginning of my hidden point. Um, but basically, let me explain that real quick. Atheism is a belief. Atheism is divided into two categories in professional philosophical circles, or formal ones, whatever you want to call it. Atheism is regarded as either positive atheism or negative atheism. Now, positive atheism asserts that there is no God on the basis that we have enough knowledge to assert such a thing. So it's a positive claim of knowledge. Negative atheism, on the other hand, is more like what a lot of people these days are calling weak atheism or atheistic agnosticism, which asserts that there's not enough evidence to assert that there's a God. Therefore, the most rational position to take is atheism. Now, both of these are beliefs. Believe it or not, they are. The first one, positive atheism or strong atheism, is more or less an ontological and epistemological belief. It asserts that there is no God, is making a truth claim there about the existence of something, or the non-existence of something, and it is also saying at the same time that there's enough evidence to prove that. Whereas negative atheists, they simply have an epistemological belief. Yes, it's a belief that there is not enough evidence to assert that there is a God. So yes, these two things are a belief. So when an atheist, or a lot of new atheists today, like to say that atheism isn't a belief, it's patently false. And anybody who's philosophically learned would know that. Where it's quite obvious that many of the new atheists aren't. But anyways, moving on. Then I go on to say that anti-theism is a belief. You know, kind of, and you know, it doesn't seem like anybody disagrees with that. Some of my critics seem to associate themselves with the term anti-theist. I put in a very detailed definition of that. Now, the basic definition of anti-theism is opposition to theism, or opposition to religion in general. I go a little farther than that, and I use a lot of the new atheistic jargon, etc., to kind of add on to the definition. For instance, you know, it's not, I mean, you can't deny the fact that a lot of the new atheists have been going around calling theists stupid, or irrational, or deluded, or theism or theists as a detriment to society. I mean, you can't. There's no denying that. I mean, I don't even see why I have to point out evidence. You can go to any atheist site out there now that bumps Dawkins, Hitchens, Dennett, or Harris, and you can see quite obviously that, you know, that's the common thing to call people that, you know, don't agree with them. So, you know, I don't think that I need to justify those particular claims. I mean, even on the video here, the comment section, I already got called, you know, several things. You know, that already backed that statement, so I don't even need to. But moving forward, you know, I use the FBI model for hate groups to show that certain atheistic groups that follow this new movement are, in fact, well, they're hate groups. They act in very much the same manner. They insult, degrade people. You know, and I really only need one example. You know, Rational Response Squad is probably the best example out there as a new and up and coming hate group for anti-theism. And you know, it's blatantly obvious that there's a lot of degrading going on and insulting. And if you really wanted to persuade somebody, you don't go around doing that. You know, a lot of people try to justify their behavior towards people they disagree with by saying, well, you know, this is just our way of doing it. You know, this is to get our message across and to get them thinking. Well, if you think they're too stupid to think about what you're doing or to think about your arguments, then what's the point? I mean, you're calling them stupid, you know, irrational, deluded, mentally unstable, and then, you know, you throw them an argument and you think that, you know, it's supposed to do something. You know, after you've just claimed that their intelligence is far below yours. So, you know, that's a really good way of doing it. Hint, that doesn't work. Okay? Let's see. So then, you know, I move on and I claim some other things in there. You know, I throw in some violent actions that were committed by anti-theists and the like. And, you know, then I mentioned Stalin and all them. And instead of, like, a lot of theists these days, or that, you know, claim that atheism did, you know, like I said, I'm going along with the trend here. You know, instead I said it's anti-theism. So there's no way to manipulate the definition, you know, saying, you know, trying to say that atheism has no burden of proof or no burden of immoral actions, even though it's clear that atheism is a belief in both regards. Though they're different, they're still beliefs. You know, you can be motivated to do something. Okay, it's ridiculous to say otherwise. Just because you can play around with the definition and claim, oh, you can't do anything because the definition says so, doesn't mean that people don't act that way. Okay, it's that simple. You know, I mentioned they were anti-theists, and then at the end I say very clearly that not all atheists are anti-theists, but there's no room for moderation. And that's really what the point of my video comes in. It's kind of a kick in the pants. It's supposed to be a shocking video, though simply done. And, you know, it's not like I did much research. You know, I didn't have to, because as absurd as my video may seem, it's no more absurd than the claims towards religion. made by the New Atheists. It really isn't.